the old reviewing a brand new movie, a brand new release in January. Yes, go January movies. And the movie that I am talking about today is Den of Thieves 2 with the subtitle Pantera. What are we? Some kind of Den of Thieves? No, this movie was written and directed by the original writer, Christian Gudgast. He was the director and writer from the first film. It stars Gerard Butler and O'Shea Jackson Jr. And what is Den of Thieves 2 about? Well, in Europe, Donnie Wilson joins the Panther crew, led by Joanna, to steal a red diamond and files from an airport hangar. So it's another heist movie with Gerard Butler and O'Shea Jackson taking the lead. Now, I want to preference this that I had never seen Den of Thieves #1. So before I went to see this movie, I had the opportunity to watch Den of Thieves 1. And going into that, I had no clue what the movie was about. I did not even know Gerard Butler was in these movies. So I sat down and watched Den of Thieves 1. And to my surprise, I did not know the man, the myth, the legend himself, Curtis 50 Cent Jackson, was in this. But he was. And it was a very enjoyable movie about a former thief who teams up with a cop to infiltrate a gang and stop some wacky shenanigans, as they do, and, action, shit blowing up ensues. So I went into Den of Thieves 2 with the way they left the first movie off, thinking, they could do a lot with this. See the life of what happens when you are a reformed crook, things like that. Some kind of interesting story. And what I found was this movie fucking sucks. This is the single most boring movie I have had the displeasure of sitting through. I believe the runtime is 145 minutes. And although it's not exactly 2 hours, this movie feels like 3 hours. Okay, so what are my positives? Gerard Butler. That's it. I'm sorry, folks. The rest of this review is going to be me shitting on this movie. Gerard Butler is great. O'Shea Jackson is good. The problem with his character is he's very much not featured as heavily in this movie as he was in the last one. So, what are my negatives? This movie is an example, once again, when I was doing my Peter Pan Neverland Nightmare review, this movie is an example of a movie that should not have been made. This is a straight-to-DVD, bargain bin pile of shit. First off, they build up this heist. And the heist that happens, it's like 5 minutes. Now, if you guys watched the last movie, there was a lot of build up to the main heist or the main thing with 50 Cent, and they were going to take him down, and it's kind of like Ocean's 11 meets a high-octane fucking action thriller, and you were locked in it. This movie is fucking boring. This is the worst thing for an action movie. It is meticulous planning, and the payoff is about 5 minutes. It's like you wait for the big, release. Yeah, I'm using a sexual reference. Hey, how are you doing? So you're waiting for this big build-up, you're waiting for the action to happen, and you get to the final part where you've been sitting in this fucking movie for almost an hour and a half to 2 hours, and you know what happens? Not a fucking thing. Not a thing. I see Gerard Butler kill like 2 or 3 people, that's fucking it. One explosion. You're telling me I sat through this movie called Den of Thieves, where I want to see some people stealing shit. And your title of your movie, right? It's thieves. They don't do thieving. I sat there for no goddamn reason. This movie is the biggest waste of time I have ever experienced in my life. Oh my God, January has started. This has got to be the perfect example of a January movie. A movie that just gets dumped off. I don't know how many years this was in production, but why was this movie made? It was made on a $40 million budget, and it made $22.7 million so far. This movie is bad. This is not This is the type of movie you go to Walmart, you go in the bargain bin, and you look, and you maybe saw the first one, and you're like, oh yeah, I know Den of Thieves. Look, they made a sequel, and you pick it up thinking it's going to be like the first movie that you got. Nope, it's a shittier movie. And what baffles my mind is they had $40 million. They had the original director and writer. They had the original cast. What the fuck happened? Did he not have a story? I mean, there was so much you could have done from the first movie, and they just said fuck it and did absolutely nothing with it. There was like threads of maybe the main character gets to, experience life on the outside world, and then Gerard Butler pulls him back into the shit. Or you could have done some stuff like what happens when you're no longer this big heist guy, kind of like Batman. Can you live without stealing shit? Like, there is so much they could have did with this movie, and they do nothing with it. I mean, honestly, I want to sit here and give you like an hour-long critique or my normal 20-minute, but there's nothing to this movie. There really is nothing to this movie. This movie is just if you want to see Gerard Butler talk tough and do some funny shit and say some cool quips and occasionally kill one or two people. I don't even know why this movie is rated R. I honestly am baffled why this movie even has a rating, because most of the deaths and stuff happen near the end of the movie, and it's not anything that graphically violent. I've seen worse violence in the PG-13. I mean, there's drugs and drinking and a couple of ass and tit shots, but like, that's it. Like, I really think this director had no idea, so he put a bunch of fucking hot women in it. He made an edgy title, Den of Thieves 2, Pantera. We're going to unleash some violence. Oh, this shit's going to be off the hook. And he lured me and apparently a bunch of other poor suckers who did not know what they were getting into this film, and nothing happens, man. Nothing fucking happens in this movie. This movie's a 4. What a fucking waste of my time. This is arguably, I have watched Disney shows where even at my most pissed off, I got at least something. Like, I covered The Acolyte. That show was fucking dog shit, but at least there was a fight or two. It wasn't very good, but at least there was some kind of fucking action. Even Disney at its worst, I got something to laugh at or mock. I can't even mock this. This movie is nothing. It's a bunch of nothing. Nothing happens. That's about it. That's all I got, man. This movie fucking sucks. If you see this, if you're out this weekend, there's nothing out. You know what? Peter Pan's Neverland Nightmare is out. Go see that movie. You still got one more day. Go see that movie. This movie is fucking dog shit. Even if you don't like Peter Pan's Neverland Nightmare, you'll at least get some bloody kills and you'll get a good laugh out of it. This movie is just so generic. Good guy, bad guy, machismo, no substance, no story. It was literally, I really think they had no sequel for that first movie. And it shows. And I would actually say, if you want to see Den of Thieves, watch the first film. It's on Prime now for free. So go and watch that. That movie's far more enjoyable. And honestly, I'm going to give you a rating for that movie. Den of Thieves 1 is an 8. This movie is a fucking 4. Don't waste your time seeing it. Don't waste your money. If you see it for free one day on your DVR and you get curious and you go, well, maybe Zod was just like overhyping it. Maybe it's not that bad. Don't do it. Don't do it. Avoid this movie like the fucking plague. This is going to make you feel empty inside. It's going to waste an exorbitant amount of time. Watch my review. You're going to get more entertainment out of this review than you will of this fucking movie. And Gerard Butler, for the love of God, get a better fucking agent. Man, this poor guy puts in so many good performances for movies that don't fucking deserve it. I don't understand what's going on. Like, does his agent hate him? This man went from 300 to Den of Thieves 2. I do not understand how that happens unless you pissed off somebody in your circle in Hollywood and they just don't put you in movies anymore. It is wild. Even Russell Crowe gets better deals than this. Craven was better than this. Like, and that was not a good movie. Like, I just don't get it. Hey, how are you? How are you guys? How are you guys doing today? Thank you very much, and welcome. So yes, my final review for Den of Thieves Pantera is a fucking 4. And it only gets a 4 because movie making wise, this film is shot well. It looks nice. At times there's decent acting, but once again, the dialogue is generic. The characters are generic. The heist is fucking stupid. We don't even see any of the heist. Like the thing you come to see, you get about 5 minutes of it. The action is barely there. They dropped the ball. Actually, if you want to get all of the action scenes of this movie, go check out the official trailer for Den of Thieves 2. That's all the action that's in this fucking film. There's nothing. This is literally where they do the promotion and they show you everything that's action packed in the movie, in the fucking trailer. That's this movie. It is fucking terrible, and I can't wait to see another fucking movie to wash my mind of this fucking horrible January piece of shit movie. I don't know the next movie coming out. I honestly, I was so pissed off, I blanked out. So I don't know what other movie, but any movie that comes after this is probably going to get a higher score by default because I saw this fucking movie at the beginning of the year. Anyways, thank you everybody for watching. You know what? In the comments below, let me know. Not what you thought about this movie, because hopefully after seeing this review, you don't fall into the trap that I did. Don't see this movie. Let me know in the comments below. Have you seen Den of Thieves 1 and did you like it? And what's your favorite heist movie? Mine personally is Fast and Furious because they're ridiculous. But what's your favorite heist movie? Put it in the comments below. Let me know. And as always, thank you everybody for watching. Click that like, share, subscribe, all of the YouTuber things so that people find this rather angry and hilarious review. And as always, remember, all of you beautiful folks, there is only one rule here in the Fandom Zone. Kneel before General Zod.